Hello kids! The world around you in which you live is so full of colors. Calming clouds, the colorful flowers and chirping birds, the wheezing cars and so many more. The things you can see around you can be fundamentally divided into two groups, living and non-living. They both are very different from each other. Can you tell the key difference here? Yes, living things have something called life and non-living things don't have it. So, how to identify them apart? Living things and non-living things are very different and you can understand them even deeply by defining them. So what are living things? Living things are those things which are alive and can eat, reproduce, move, feel, grow. And non-living things are those things which are not alive and cannot eat, move, feel, grow and reproduce. Now you must be wondering that you have seen a car move and a fire grow, and how can they be non-living? Also plants, they don't move, and how is it living? Let's dive into it. So we need to explore more of those 5 points. First point, movement. Movement is defined as the covering of a particular distance with a particular speed and in a particular amount of time. All living things move with no exception. But what about plants? Well, your answer is that plants move very slowly and our human eyes cannot comprehend the movement. You must have heard about the mimosa plant or the touch-me-not, which closes its leaf as soon as it is touched. Another question you might have is how are cars non-living when they can move? That is a good question, but the answer to this is very simple. Have you seen any car move by itself? I haven't, because they need human beings to make them move. Also, for something to be categorized as living, they would need to follow all 5 points that I mentioned before togetherly and not individually. Nutrition. First was movement, second is nutrition. All living things eat with no exception at all. You can eat, I can eat, our pet dogs eat, a lion eats the deer, plants eat by making their own food through the process of photosynthesis, which you will read in the next chapter. Now, does fire eat? Does it consume something? Technically, it does. But then how is it non-living? Well, you need to tell me this. No, fire isn't a living thing because it does not follow all the characteristics of a living thing togetherly, like we discussed before. Feeling and sensitivity. All living things feel their surroundings with no exception. You can sense when your parents are angry with you. They don't really convey that to you physically, do they? But still you know. Why? It's because you can feel their anger. A deer senses when it is being chased by a leopard. Then why else would it run? But non-living things cannot feel and sense because you don't see the stone run away when you casually throw it in the lake, do you? Growth. All living things grow without exception. But first, let's understand what growth exactly is. Growth is defined as the gradual increase in height and the intellectual capacity of an organism. Let's take you for example. You were very small when you took birth. Just ask your mom. But look at you now. No wonder all of your distant relatives look at you and go, "Oh my God, you have grown so much." But growth also means the increase in the mental capacity. When you grow older, then you become more intelligent, and that's why your academic subjects will become harder and harder. But you will grow more able and able to understand those concepts. Reproduction. The process of multiplying and making more of oneself is known as reproduction. This is the fifth point, the last but not the least. And all living things reproduce without exceptions, just like how two couples produce an offspring. You will read more about this in higher classes. But why is reproduction necessary? It's important because a species needs to maintain itself and not be wiped away from the face of this world. That's why it's a significant process in every organism's life. Congratulations, you have successfully understood all the concepts in this chapter that had in store for us. But don't forget to revise this video once a time, because until and unless you don't revise, then these things will not fit in your brain. And the next chapter is going to be plants and their parts. But first, we need to discuss some question and answers. So off to that. So now we are going to do the question and answers of this chapter, living and non-living. Let's see the first question. Question number 1. Which of the following is a non-living thing? A. A bear. B. A banyan tree. C. A robot. D. A barasingha. A bear and a barasingha are animals and follow all the 5 points which living things follow. That is, they eat, grow, reproduce, move and feel. What about the banyan tree? A banyan tree can be categorized as a plant, and plants do all of those things. You'll learn this in later chapters. A robot must be the non-living thing then. You may think that a robot consumes fuel. It moves. It can even make more of itself. Then it must be a living thing. Well, no. Can you tell me why? It is because robots don't follow the other 2 points, that is, they don't grow and feel. And second of all, they are made by humans, which means they are non-living artificial things. Let's see the answer. The answer is a robot. Yay! We are correct. Let's see the next question. Question number 2. Sanjana's friend Vibha was down with a cold, so she went to see her. After seeing her friend, she came out of the room and asked a question which was puzzling her all day from Sanjana's mother. What causes common cold? And she replied, it is small microorganisms in the surrounding which cause this. That made her wonder, are these organisms living or non-living? Answer her question on the basis of this chapter. There are microorganisms all over our body and the surroundings. They are so small that we need to see them through microscopes. They are living things and follow all the 5 points. How they do this is what you will learn in the next class. So let's see the answer. The answer is these microorganisms are living things because they follow all the 5 points, which are eating, moving, growing, reproduction and feeling. So our answer is again correct. Let's see the next question. Question number 3. Every living organism follows the 5 basic points. Are plants living or non-living? Why or why not? Give reasons on the basis of this sentence. Plants are living organisms as we saw in the video and in the previous question. Let's see how once again in the answer. So the answer is yes, plants are living because of the following reasons. First, they eat. Plants take up many things from their surroundings and make food for themselves. We'll read more about this in the next chapter. They reproduce. Plants produce fruits which contain seeds which give rise to many other plants. They grow. Plants can grow over a period of time, just like how a sapling can become a tree. They feel. Plants can feel through chemical reactions and can even warn other plants from danger. They move. Plants move very slowly, like how the lotus flower opens and closes, following the routine of the sun. I hope you understood. So, off to the next question. Question number 4. State true and false. For those of you who don't exactly know what these type of questions are, let me tell you, in this question a few statements are given and all you have to do is mention or state if they are correct or wrong. If they are correct, you will write true, and if they are wrong, you will write false. So, for example, take the first part. Cars are living because they move. As we discussed in the video, cars are actually non-living because they don't follow all the 5 points togetherly. So that means this statement is false. And let's see the second part now. Cows and other domestic animals are living. Cows are animals and follow all the 5 points, meaning they are living, so the statement is true. Third part, every living organism is a non-living organism. Is that true? No, it's not true. Every living organism is living. They have life and they are not non-living organisms. So this statement is false. Fourth and the last point, every non-living organism is a living organism and vice versa. Well, this is really obvious, isn't it? Every non-living organism is actually not a living organism because they don't have life and don't follow the 5 points. Let's see the answer. The answer is false. First one, second one, true. Third one, false. And fourth one, true. Our answer is correct. Fifth and the final question. Fill in the blanks. First part. Motorbikes are dash things, artificial or natural. Artificial things are those things which are made by man and they are non-living. Similarly, some natural things are also non-living, but they are made by nature. So on the basis of this question, the answer is artificial. So the second part is forests are dash things, living or non-living. Forests contain living trees as well as non-living things, but forests don't follow the 5 points and don't collectively coordinate with each other, meaning they are non-living. The third part, stones are dash things, artificial or natural. Stones are made through years of natural process and the action of wind and water. This means they are natural. So let's see the answer. The answer is first artificial, second non-living, third natural. Yay! All our answers are correct and congratulations! You have successfully completed this whole chapter and now you are exam ready. I'll meet you in the next chapter, that is plants and their parts. Goodbye for now.